Well, today is Friday, January 15th, and it's time for our weekly meetings. We don't have a PDF anymore. Weight Watchers has decided not to send the PDF. I completely understand, in part, because so many people were using it to give the highlights on their own videos, but then I'm thinking, what was the difference between just taking notes and still talking about what they were saying anyhow? So we're just going to go from my iPad. But we're going to start the week off letting you know how I did this past week. I am so happy. I got on the scale this morning. I'll be honest with you, anticipating a gain. Whenever I have a big loss, because I lost 4.2 last week, I think. Let me look and check, make sure. No, I lost 4.4 last week. Whenever I have a big loss, the following week I usually have a gain. And it's not so much that I went crazy during the week, because I do still stay on my plan. I just think that my body just, I don't know what it does, but it usually doesn't show me a loss the following week. And so most people would say, oh, you only lost 0.6. But you know what? I lost 0.6 after losing 4.4 last week. So that means in 2 weeks I've lost 5 pounds. That's the way I look at it. So I think I'm on the right track. So my weight this morning was 214. My lowest weight I've ever been since I started Weight Watchers was 209.2. So I'm about, 4.8 pounds away from that. And then, like I said, a 0.6, but I'm back in the 90s, a 90.2 total loss. So I'm really happy with that. And hopefully I'll have a little bit better loss next week. I told you my goal for January was to lose 10 pounds. So what have I lost so far? 4.6. I've lost 4.6. So I still got a ways to go. And today's the 15th. So I got 2 more weeks to do it. It can be done. I'm going to do my best to get there. So we'll see. But the weekly technique for this week is to set an intention. Like I told you, my intention is to lose 10 pounds this month. If I don't lose 10 pounds this month, it's not going to be the end of the world. But if any loss I have towards the 10 pounds is going to be a victory. Nobody starts the month off saying, well, I hope I gain 5 pounds this month. A lot of times it happens, but it's not like our intention. Our intention every day is to do the best we can in all aspects of our life, whether it's on our diet or our financial or just being kind to our human beings that are all around us, our friends, our family, even strangers. We have to have good intentions. And I think that if you have a good intention, you can accomplish a lot, more than you think you can, but I think you really can. So what they tell you to do is set an intention for the next 3 to 6 months, or you make your own choice, and a small goal to help you get there. Okay, I told you that by Easter, which is April 4th, which is February, March, April, which is 3 months, I want to be in Wonderland. So I have to lose 14.1 pounds in 3 months. It's 5 pounds a month, a little over a pound a week. It's very achievable. If I don't do it, my intentions are still good because I intend to do it, but if I don't make it, at least I'll be a little bit closer than I am today. So, and then like I said, for 2021, my goals are to just set monthly goals. And my monthly goal for January was to lose 10 pounds because I gained over 9 pounds in December. I wanted to lose the weight that I lost. So maybe just an extra pound, like the cherry on the sundae type of thing. So we'll see what we're going to get with that. The 3 suggestions they ask you about is, what do you value most? Because our values reflect what's most important to us. Maybe your value is in the fact that I think a lot of people don't have a lot of self-worth, self-confidence. And I think that and I say this all the time, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to believe in you. We live our life on values, whether it's our health or our financial well-being or just our everyday life. And you have to realize what your values are, what you value the most. Sometimes it has to be taken away. I think just the fact that we could go anywhere without a mask was a value that we took for granted. Now we have to do that. Having our family, being able to hug anybody, not that I hug, but most people do in life, that you can hug somebody without fear of getting sick, that was a value. It was a value we took for granted. And maybe I'm not looking at it in the right sense of what a value is, but I think what value is most important to me is my family. And not that I ever took them for granted, but I think I didn't appreciate them as much as I should have. I've been very fortunate that even though I was overweight, I've never really had health issues, and I should value the fact that I didn't have health issues, because a lot of people do. Number 2 is, how do you want to show up? By understanding what we value, we can set intentions to bring our values to life. I just want to show up and be an influence for people in a good way. And whether it's my family or it's all of the people that watch me on YouTube or my friends, I just want to understand what you value and appreciate what you value, and have you understand what I value and appreciate what I value. And I think if people did that more in the world, we'd have a lot better society in all aspects. And number 3 is, how can you act on this? I can act on this by not being so judgmental of people. A lot of people don't share your beliefs, whether it's religious, political, financial, anything. That doesn't mean that they're different than you. It just means that they have a different aspect. So you should act on the fact that you should see something through their eyes. Try to see how they view things rather than just how you view things. And I think if more people in the world put themselves in other people's places, we'd have a better society. So the 3 things they suggest is, number 1 is my health is the most important to me. Well, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. Really. We all want to be healthy, and we don't choose wrong foods that are overabundance of foods just because we think, oh, you know what, this isn't going to be healthy. Let's eat this. We don't do that. We all have the aspect that we want to be healthy, but we are tempted by many aspects of life. Number 2 is, I'm going to prioritize my health. And once again, another gimme. Nobody wants to be dependent on someone else. It's not the way to live a life. But if you have to be dependent on somebody, appreciate that person that are there to help you. We all have someone in our life that we really depend on, whether it's for our health or for financial reasons or whatever. Just support. I depend on my YouTube community to support me in my weight loss journey, and you guys never fail me. You always put me in my place when I need to be put in my place, and I appreciate that. I really do. Sometimes people will start off a sentence, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but like you eat too much fruit type of thing. I don't have a problem with helpful criticism. I definitely don't. But if you were to say you're ugly, nobody's going to want to hear that. But, if you give me something helpful along the way in a suggestion, I'll always accept it. And number 3 is, I can pick healthier foods or move more, which is true. Probably anything I said on this has no relation to whatever, but I'm just reading it along with you. I should have probably read it ahead of time, but that's what I'm getting out of this. They also tell you to choose one action and create a STAR goal. An example would be, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday after lunch, I'll take a 30-minute walk to prioritize my health. Another example would be, for one day, I'm going to write everything down on a notebook and put how many points or calories or whatever plan you're on, iTracks or whatever. Just for one day, I'm going to track everything I put in my mouth. If I walk by the jar and put in 2 almonds in my mouth and eat them, I'm going to write down I had 2 almonds. If I go and have a pretzel rod, I had a pretzel rod. Whatever it is, write it down, and then the next day go over it and see, well, no wonder I'm not losing weight. I went by that nut jar, and I probably over the whole course of the day ate a half a cup of nuts. But I never tracked it because I was only eating it 2 or 3 or 4 at a time. That'll help you. So they say what the STAR is S is for specific, T is for truly doable, A is for actionable, and R is for relevant. So we got to remember to be a star. Be a star, be a star. And then they tell you to dive a little deeper. Our intentions can act as a compass to guide our actions when we hit reset. Everybody somewhere along the line is going to have an overindulgence or something. Maybe you had too big of a piece of cake. Maybe you had an extra slice of pie. Just realize that you did it and just hit the reset and just say, well, you know, I ate too much at breakfast, but you know what? At lunch, I'm going to get right back on track. If you had a whole day that was just shot to hell, just say, you know what? Yesterday wasn't the best day, but today is going to be even better than yesterday. And then just move on. You can't change the past. You can always learn and, you know, predict a better future based on learning from your past. And the other thing they tell you is our intentions can also improve our motivation and help us move forward after any setbacks. We all have setbacks. I've been up and down. I've been on doing Weight Watchers for over 4 years. I thought by now I would have hit my goal. I pride myself on the fact that even though I've had a lot of mess ups, I've had so many gains in the last 4 years that I could be at my goal weight right now, just in the amount of weight I've lost and gained more than once. But my intention is to stay with this until I make it. And even once I make it, to follow this plan for the rest of my life. It's a doable plan. It's one I can very easily follow. It doesn't deprive me of any of the foods that I love. I can go to a restaurant. I can go to a fast food place. I can have a piece of cake at a birthday party. A piece of cake, not like a chunk of cake and not like a second piece of cake. I can even have a piece of cake with a scoop of ice cream. Figure it in. Some days I might go over my points, but that doesn't mean that that one day defines your whole weight loss journey. Enjoy the day. If it's your birthday, don't count. I shouldn't say that. If it's your birthday, try to stay within reason, but it's your birthday. Your birthday comes once a year. Have that piece of cake. Have that scoop of ice cream. Have that favorite meal. You might gain a pound. Maybe gain 2 on that one day. But get right back on track, and then you've got the whole month to lose that. And then you got to think, was it really worth it? 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell myself it was worth it. It really was. Because if I was going to be perfect this whole 4 years, it would have only taken me a year to reach my goal. It's taken me 4 and I still haven't reached it. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to reach it, because I am. And the slower you go, the more likely you are to keep it off. I've been on many crash diets, and I've lost lots of weight. But I gained it back, if not fast, it's just as much, if more. But I've gained it back faster than I lost it, obviously. And I gained extra on top of it because I didn't learn to eat the right way. And I think that I don't have as much saggy skin. Not that I don't have saggy skin, because I'm old and I do have saggy skin. But I think that if I'm losing it a little bit at a time, it's not such a shock to my body. And it's with the exercise that I'm doing, walking and things like that, it keeps my skin tone in check. So anyway, the recipe was able to print off. I should print off the recipe. The recipe is for a cranberry orange muffin. That's what it looks like. It looks pretty good. And it is 7 points. I don't know, for a muffin. I make a donut that I think is 4 points, an apple cider donut, which is 4 points. But this is something you might consider. I'm not. But I'll share the recipe at the end. But as always, we want to be a star, be a star, be a star. Remember to be specific, truly doable on your plan, actionable on what you've tried, and relevant. Hopefully I helped you out with this weekly technique. I wish they'd get back to a PDF. I think I do a little bit better with a PDF, but I wanted to give you my take on the meeting. And once again, I lost 0.4, 214 with a 90.2 total loss. I'm really proud of that fact. And as I always end all my videos, believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, you can't expect anybody else to believe in you. So believe that you're going to do it. 2021 is going to be, I know we said this for 2020, but I truly believe 2021 is going to be our turnaround year in all ways. So if you're new to my column, if you're new to my channel, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, be safe out there and believe in yourself.